In the recreational drug scene, fiend-based offenses are considered especially heinous. From snorting grandma's ashes because you're a broke cokehead degenerate to month-long Xan and alcohol-induced benders, these are their stories. What is up, my fellow degenerates out in YouTube land? How is your morning going? Afternoon, evening, nighttime? It is the homie Blurred Vision, back with another story time video. This one is going to be about swiping some Jim Beam and some Krispy Kreme. Now, before we get into the story, I want to ask you guys one thing. If you had to have any drunk food, what would it be? Considering the story, you would think maybe donuts for me, but in all honesty, we got to go with the classic chicken wings. Not even spicy ones, barbecue or something like that. We don't want spicy wings when we're drunk, boys. I don't know, that's not for me. Anyways, back to the story. So you may ask yourself, how do you go about swiping some Jim Beam and Krispy Kreme both at the same time? You know, you would think, well, if you're gonna swipe both of them, aren't they gonna notice you walking out with the big ass, box of Krispy Kreme? Well, boys, that's where the backpack comes into play. The backpack attack is what we call it down here. Now, you can only do this during school, really, or else they may start asking questions, okay? And they did catch my boys one time. That is for another story that I will have coming up on the channel. But for the swiping some Jim Beam and Krispy Kreme, we did not get caught. This was the finesse of the century, it felt like. And honestly, this was the first time I ever got drunk too, was when I finessed this stuff. So the first thing to do is you need to get out of school because, that's really the only free time I have because my parents like me back at the house, or at least they did back then, right? So we got to make a trip over to the grocery store on our lunch break. So we have 30 minutes to do this shit. So we hop into the car. Maybe we get out of class a little early. I don't know. I meet up with the boy Coles. And the boy Coles, he's like, I've already hit a lick on this place before. It's pretty easy. Some of the bottles don't have the, anti-theft lock on them. So we just have to scout out one that doesn't, take it, and go on our merry fucking way. We just have to avoid the cameras and the employees. But really, who the fuck's looking at the cameras, right? Unless you're in like a Walmart or a Target, they're probably not looking at the cameras. Like, they only have that shit for review mostly. Anyway, so we get out of class. We make our way over to the grocery store, right? And we do our usual rounds around the store with our backpacks on, just to make it. And, typically we'll buy something, and sometimes we won't finesse. Sometimes we'll finesse and buy something, just to make it look like we're more innocent and we're regular customers. This is a long time scheme, boys. You have to, work your way up unless you're just a savage. And sometimes we were, sometimes we'd hit up the local Walmart and just, destroy them. But that'll be for another video. The mobile liquor store, okay? Look out for that video. But for this one, we're just hitting up, a local grocer, nothing too big. They're not some huge chain. So we make our rounds to the store, typical. We look at, some of the cough medicine. Do they have the good Robo cough, gels that don't have the acetaminophen and the guaifesin and shit in it, and then we make our way to the snack aisle, and, typically we'll slide a few Slim Jims in the pockets, the degenerate lifestyle just calls for it. It's like beckoning you. You walk into the chip and snack section, and it's just, you just get this feeling like, mine now, gimme. So, I spot this motherfucking thing of Krispy Kreme donuts, right? And I'm just feeling some type of way for these Krispy Kreme donuts right now. I don't know if I've been missing the glaze. I don't know if they put something in the glaze. I don't know. But I was craving some Krispy Kreme donuts damn near as much as a cop at this point. Now, after I've spotted the Krispy Kreme donuts, we need to spot the liquor, boys. So we make our way to the liquor section. And the only bad thing about the liquor section is that the counter to check out, because they have the lanes, and then they have one at the liquor counter, right? So that dude was checking someone out, right? So we just hop into the liquor aisle and we just start browsing. And I don't know if they were being stupid or what. I don't know if they had a few Riris back there or what, but damn near half the bottles. It was mostly bottom mid-tier shelf stuff that was, not locked up. But I digress. I spotted out this Jim Beam honey whiskey. And I don't know what it was about the Jim Beam honey whiskey. I don't know if Jim Beam himself was like whispering in my ear like a devil and an angel on my shoulder, just weighing, is this really the one I want? And it must have been, because I grabbed that, and there's this one section, after you grab the alcohol, you have to make your way to this one section of the store. It's the cleaning section. You see, when you go into a store to finesse, you're looking at the cameras, right? You're looking up every so often, out the corner of your eyes, just so they don't spot you looking for the cameras, right? Because as soon as you do that, you're on their fucking radar. So we have already found this spot in the bleach aisle, the cleaning section, whatever, where there's no cameras and no one fucking comes down this aisle, right? It's the middle of a school day during lunch, and it's the cleaning section. Who's in the cleaning section on a school day during lunchtime? That's just not something that happens, right? So this is the spot to go to, and this is where you kind of stash stuff behind other stuff while you go get more items to cop, right? So I leave this bottle of, Jim Beam behind some Clorox bottles at the very back. I lay it down on its side, typical paranoid teenager shit. And then I walk to the donut section to go grab the Krispy Kremes that I had already spotted, right? And then I bring them back to the cleaning aisle. It's not some Mission Impossible task, It's pretty straightforward. We just gotta walk with our items to the cleaning section. I mean, who's gonna say anything? We're if anyone asks, we're shopping, right? What can they say? We haven't left the store with the items. It's not like we're holding a bottle of fucking liquor right then, I guess if someone spotted us while we were walking to the cleaning section with the liquor bottle, but, we made it there without anyone noticing. So we, after that, we just get the Krispy Kremes and walk back to the cleaning aisle. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We unzip the backpacks and we shove that shit in. So from this little finesse session, I got a bottle of Jim Beam, a box of Krispy Kreme, some Airhead Sour Belts, and I think two the big boy cans of a Monster, the really tall ones. And my favorite Monster, it's gotta be the green, man, the original. I can't fuck with the white one. I don't know, it leaves the aftertaste in my mouth. Fuck that, as well as the blue one. Sorry, boys, if you drink that. But yeah, so then we just zip up the backpacks and walk the fuck on out. I don't think we bought anything extra that day to make it look like we weren't just there to finesse. But they didn't stop us. We just got back in the whip and drove back to school. I mean, the school was literally 2 minutes away. So yeah, we just headed back to school and basically just finished out the rest of the day. And then afterwards, I was munching on my Krispy Kremes, obviously. I wasn't doing any swigs or shots of Jim Beam at school at this point. This was going to be my first time getting drunk. So I saved that for after school. And so after school, once I'm finished, I hop in the car and I ask my boy Turbo, yo, you want to drink some fucking alcohol with me? And he's like, hey, I'm fucking down. Pick me up, man. So, I go find him after school. I pull up really quick because I have to park in an off section. They have parking passes. You have to pay $100 fucking bucks for. Fuck all that shit. So I just park on some side street that's literally a minute walk from the school. So anyway, I pick up Turbo and we head to this church. And now this church is going to be kind of the center point of a lot of stories. I used to live on a street that was literally zero point 0.1 miles away from the church. It was literally down the street. So this church, I'd known about it for a while. I knew the ins and outs when people kind of came and whatnot. So no one was going to fuck with us. I knew that. So we pull up, I bust out the red Solo cups and the Coca-Cola and I start pouring up, right? And I'm not a big sipper. Turbo's not really the biggest sipper either. I turn into a bigger sipper later on. I'll probably have some more stories about me doing some dumbass shit while drunk, like most people do, but it'll be pretty funny. There's some pretty fucked stories that I at least have some recollection of. I know there's a couple blackouts that I may have to tell from other people's point of view. But anyway, this was the first time I was getting drunk. It was off Jim Beam honey whiskey, and So I pour up about half and half mixture, you know, Coca-Cola and Jim Beam. And so to start off, you know, I want to see how it just tastes by itself. So I take a quick little swig. Honestly, probably the bitchiest swig ever, you know. Kind of recoiled from the taste. I had actually never had alcohol at this point ever. I had never sipped on a beer. I had never tasted any sort of alcohol. The only alcohol I may have like ever, you know, smelled was like isopropyl, just because, you know, that's what you use for like cuts and shit, right? So I kind of recoil at the Jim Beam, but, you know, as it goes down, I feel this kind of warmth, right? It kind of feels warm going down. And, you know, I'm not minding that feeling, so I kind of focus on that as I'm drinking. So I take a few more swigs. I'm not drinking out of my solo cup yet that has the mixture of Coca-Cola and Jim Beam. And honestly, it wasn't that good. I think it was like vanilla Coca-Cola, and I don't know, the two didn't mix very well. Obviously, alcohol mixed with most stuff, unless you're getting some nice ass cocktail, is going to taste pretty trash. But, you know, it gets you fucked up, right? So, and eventually I went to the method of, you know, just switching between the bottle and the Coke, you know, just take a swig out of the bottle, take a swig out of the Coca-Cola, go back and forth like a madman, right? It's pretty easy. So I get pretty drunk, probably about 45 minutes to an hour passes. You know, we're hitting our nicotine as well. We have, you know, that's always a given. We always have our little e-cigs with us. Me at the time, I had the Miko with the cotton candy, Mr. Salty in it. But yeah, I mean, after about an hour, you know, Turbo's like, hey man, can you get me home real quick? And, you know, I'm not too fucked up, even though this is my first time drinking. It's not like I drank even really a third of the bottle, right? Maybe we drank like a fourth of the Jim Beam bottle between both of us. So, you know, at most we were like slightly buzzed, since, you know, our alcohol tolerance is so low, right? So, you know, it's not like we're fucked up driving out here. You know, obviously it's not the best situation, but, you know, Turbo doesn't, you know, he lives 2 minutes away from this church. I live about 1 minute from Turbo's house, so it's not that big of a deal, right? I get Turbo to his house, I get to my house, and basically I pass the fuck out. And that's really the rest of the story. So yeah, swiping some Jim Beam and some Krispy Kreme, boys. That was the story. Pretty fun, pretty cool. I have some more finessing stories if you guys want to hear them. I'm definitely going to tell the one where the boys get caught stealing some liquor from this spot. But yeah, just let me know what you want to hear. Leave some shit in the comments. I want to know, have you guys ever finessed anything maybe? When's the first time you guys drank? What's the first thing you guys drank? What's your favorite drunk snack? You know, leave that shit in the comments. Anyway, it's been your boy, Blurred Vision, and I'm out. Peace, boys.